Hello, my name is Herman. I'm here to speak to you about nurturing student voice. For me in my classroom, the most important thing that we accomplish is nurturing a student's voice. And we start this by being completely honest with my students, creating a place where I'm authentic and they can be authentic as well. This starts by creating a space that's safe for students to make mistakes. I start by creating an environment where everybody can be open with their challenges, including myself. One of the first things I share with my students is I'm dyslexic, and I make it okay for them to correct me, whether it's writing on the board or anything that's written. And this allows my students to understand that making mistakes is okay and completely normal. I also create a space that's completely culturally relevant for my students, both in curriculum and in a personal level. Everything that happens in the classroom has to be able to relate to my students and their lives. And this makes it so they can be engaged within my classroom. And all this is evidence in something that I do with my students, and it's the first thing I teach them. It's a call and response chant. And this chant shows everything that my class is about. The chant goes like this. It starts off with me saying what happened before, and my students respond is history. And this is important because it is my students and my promise to each other that no matter what happens the day before to make us upset, we leave that at the door and we start new. Whether it's them getting mad at me, or me being angry with them, or them being angry at their parents or significant other, we leave that outside. The second part of the chant is what happens next, and they respond, I control. As a teenager, it's easy for them to understand that everybody controls their life, but I want them to know that they have the power to transform the world and themselves. So everything that happens from here on in, they have the power to control. After that, I say it's time, and they say for my voice to be heard. This is probably the most important part of the chant. Developmentally, teenagers are starting to explore their voice and feel like they don't have any power. And what I want them to know and gain is a sense of urgency, that they have the power to transform it, and it's now that everybody needs to hear the voice that they were given. The last one is our agreement to each other and what happens if my class truly works the way it's supposed to. And it is, we will, and they respond, transform the world. And this is my final promise to them. If we do everything we're supposed to and we work as hard as we possibly can, everything that happens in our classroom has the power to transform the world. That's it.
What happened before?
It's history.
What happens next?
I control.
It's time
For my voice to be heard.
We will
Transform the world.
Thank you. Take a seat.